this is Keith Furrow, the trust name in real estate along the Gulf Coast. Today we wanted to talk about energy efficiency, and that's a big topic. So we'll try to make it shorter, just not too long, but I'll try to help you. Now, there's a difference between SEER, S-E-E-Rs, which is typically appliances, and then you have R-Values, which is the types of insulation. And you have to understand that there are types of insulation that have foil underneath the roof, and then the sun comes down and reflects back. You've got types of shingles that will reflect based on the color or the style of some of the heat. You've got different types of insulation where you have bats insulation, which is bats is got the paper backing, and then which is typically in your walls or your floors if you have an elevated house. And then you have sprayed, which is the most cost-effective way, which they lay over your attic or this kind of thing, over your garage. Now, if you compress insulation, it loses some of that value because that cushion is part of that situation. We used styrofoam for a long time, and we still do in certain situations, but styrofoam had a tendency, based on the heat and cold, to get water went down, got to the wood, the bugs found the moisture, then you had bugs. Again, I'm not saying styrofoam isn't a great idea. And then we see spray ceilings, the spray foam. Love spray foam, but the same thing happens between the roof and the spray foam. Now they come up with better and better products, better ways systems, better ways to ventilate them, because one of the challenges we build houses so energy efficient now, they become an air issue, they become a moisture issue. So then you make it super efficient and then you go backwards and inefficient. So it's a fine line. And again, no matter what direction we talk here, somebody's going to have a different opinion of this. Now, typically your new construction is R13 to R19 in most cases, sometimes R11 for your walls. R19 or R25 would typically be with a 2x6 construction or maybe a hybrid of insulation. Your ceilings on new are typically 33 to 38. 38 is a little more energy efficient, and then you have the challenge of a vault ceiling, which only has so much space, versus a blown-in ceiling. So these are some things to think about. Now, you have an older house. You're saying, well, you know, I want to buy an old house. I like the character. I like the style. You can look at the windows. Are they low E? What's the insulation behind the walls? Windows are almost an R0, R1. I mean, they're really, really low, but we don't want to live in a dungeon. So maybe the best of the best in R5, 6, 7. I'm not an expert at that, but there are ways to do it, but it's not as insulated as your wall. Certainly old windows are not going to be very insulated. That's just the way it is. Okay, now take your older house. You can upgrade to a heat pump water heater. You can do some of the inexpensive things is you can do more caulking. You can do the trim around things. Pay attention to your old appliances and the old microwaves and the old, you know, these kind of things matter. Do you have a pool? Does it have a variable speed? Do you have two-story where you've got two different kinds of units? Are they matching? Are you working with different refrigerant values? These are kind of important. And so changing your filter regularly, very important. Then you have energy vampires. Do you have 50 different devices you never use? You know, it's the little teeny things that matter. And then what we're seeing now is a big movement into solar, and we'll talk about that another day. And I strongly believe in solar, but it's a balance between how much does it cost me now, what's it going to save me? No one knows what the cost is in the future. And on top of that, how long are those machines going to last? How long is the devices going to last? These are important issues because I've seen some good salespeople out there selling a lot of the solar, but in real life, what's it going to be in 10 years or 20 years when these loans are paid off? Is that unit going to start all over again? So these are things to think about, and the goal here is to be off the grid or have very, very little cost in your electric bill. We all want that. Maybe not all of us. Those that own the power company might have a different opinion. Same kind of thing. We can talk about water another time. This is Keith Furrow, the Trust Name Real Estate. Have a great day.